think it's unhealthy to focus too much on what other people want, but it's sort of a balance, because you want to find success.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I watch so many old clips of comedians that I like, or talk show hosts, and I see kind of like the little, or not even the little, like just the big like ins and outs that they obviously did to climb that like entertainment ladder. Like just the dumb commercials that they wouldn't even think of doing now, or the dumb promos, or the events they went to that they wouldn't even think about doing now, but they did them back in the day because they wanted to get to whatever level of success they're at now.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. I spent a good amount of time, like about half a year, in the pro wrestling business. I think I've mentioned this to you in the past.
Yes.
You see a lot of that there when you've seen people who are basically working for nothing, and then you see some of them get to TV. And I've seen plenty of people who I used to film make their way there, and like I don't expect them to turn back.
Yeah, no, it's just weird. It's so I don't I just can't I can't do it. You know, I wouldn't be able to do the whole shtick or whatever. Not with like wrestling. I would totally do. That's not a shtick. Like that's like actually people loving to put on a character and everything and doing their thing. I just mean more like it's just it's so like grimy. Just when like you see some of the ins and outs behind the curtain kind of stuff. Where it's like,
Yeah.
that just, and I'm not saying like, oh, if I did that, I'd be fucking crushing. No, I'd probably still not be. I just wouldn't. I just can't. It's just so like, just like, really, I have to be nice to Susan with the clipboard. Like, what the fuck does she know about anything? Like, why is she the gatekeeper? It's so, I can't. I understand that's so like fucking 18-year-old personality kind of trait of mine, but I just can't. It's just weird.
I understand it. I absolutely do. It's really hard to balance staying true to yourself when you're working within a system. That's kind of something that I found appealing about YouTube, that you could sort of be yourself and do your thing. At least in the early days when I was watching it and I was first aspiring to be a YouTuber professionally, I was one of the early kids watching like some of the early names. And I had no idea how much temptation there is to kind of fall into the same song and dance that everybody else is. Like I never did a sponsorship, but it's very tempting.
True. Now, have you been offered sponsorships?
I've had I'm not going to say anybody specifically, but I've been approached.
Okay. Anything like
And
worth your
and
while? Like you actually were on the fence because it was like worth it a lot, or you just it was like, nah, it's not even worth it. I'm not gonna do this.
nothing huge. They wouldn't have been like amazing paydays, but they are things that cause me to think about what I would do if I were offered those things. And there's plenty of opportunity to actually network for yourself. And is it something that I want to reach out to people and get? And I never ended up doing it, but as the money started to dry up after kind of I peaked rather early, I spent a little bit of time thinking about that. Like, what do I do? Do I try to get as much as I can out of this before I kind of burn out?
Do you feel burnt out now with the YouTube videos you make?
Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with the situation. I
I saw that
haven't
you're
made a
eating.
video.
I saw that you were eating Polish candy a few months ago.
I haven't made a video since June 26th.
Was that really? Hold
I
on.
went from like
Videos? Yeah, 3 months. Three. Okay. Is that and is that? Yeah, that is uncommon for you. I'm looking at right.
yeah. I made a video that was entitled "My quote taking a break" video.
Oh, jeez.
Because it's such a YouTube cliche to make a video called "Taking a Break" because every YouTuber gets burnt out or whatever, and they disappear for a while, and they make a big dramatic thing about it. and it felt stupid. I kind of wanted to just disappear and just not tell anybody. Uh, but I feel sort of obligated to give my feelings on that stuff. So I told everybody I was feeling burnt out, and I had been for a while, and that I'm basically not going to come back unless I have something I'm proud of.
Oh wow. What were the so when you say burnt out, what anything specifically that burnt you out?
So I think it's because of I accidentally got big doing content that I wasn't going to really be super passionate about to begin with. It's interesting from the early days on YouTube. I had a couple failed attempts to do YouTube. I first started when I was in like middle school and I was making music using like GarageBand or whatever, and it wasn't very good. That didn't really go anywhere. I did another channel later on where I did like anime reviews. So I would watch an episode and give my feelings every week, and that did it was a fun little hobby, and that did okay. It got like 1,500 subs on that channel, and now it's gone. So I was embarrassed of it, so I got rid of
it. You just straight
that's
destroyed it.
I made that in high school, of course. Like everybody's embarrassed of what they did.
100%, except like that guy who threw a touchdown pass that one time.
Oh, of course. uh, but from then on, I was sort of struggling for a long time to find my identity as a creator. I knew I wanted to be a YouTuber. I was like one of the first generations of kids who was thinking like, I don't want to be anything else when I grow up. I want to be a YouTuber, because that was still such a novel idea that you could do that for a living. But I took a break after the anime review channel. I dabbled in some projects with my friends. We got into backyard wrestling, which there are still videos of that out there.
Wait, what? No, I gotta see these. What do you mean there's videos of you backyard wrestling?